Okay, welcome back to the last part of the exercise. We've got all our inter-VLAN in working, we've got our DHCP working. The last thing we need to do is to do RIP and DNS up and running. There's one mistake really. This should be 192.168.10 because we need a different network. This was the 10 network, so I'm sure you would have spotted that having done enough RIP routing in your time. So let's configure the IP numbers and stuff as we should be here. So let's go to the command line, and we've named the router already, so we just need to, we'll go through the physical. I will do it, I think we've already done it actually on this one. Serial 20 is 192.168.1.1.255.255.255.0. We might need to, we'll change that to 252 just to make it happy with what we're going to do here. So that'll be SE20 as well. So let's go to the command line, enable conft and interface S20 will be 192.168.1. We need to put in IP address 192.168.1.2 255.252. No shut. Okay, and we can see that's gone to green. And we should do the same again. This would, let's go have a look. This would be 30. So this time I'm just going to turn it on and I'm going to put in 192.168.10.5. Let's try 252 in here. And the last one, 20 probably. 192.168.10.6. Okay, so they are all up and running. They should be able to ping each other. Let's have a look. No, they won't be able to ping each other, but these two will. Yeah, so we this is where we need to set up a RIP. So we know we've got a 192.168.1 network, and we've also got a 192.168.2 network. This particular cable here was wrong. It needed to be a crossover cable. So if we go from 00 to, and then we might as well configure it whilst we're there. So that was, this will be, turn that on, 209.165.200.30, and we will do a 248. And the last thing I suppose we need to do is just configure the server. And that was going to be 209.165.200.25. 248. I'll put the default gateway on here as 10.5. No, we'll leave it out for troubleshooting purposes. So if I try to ping here, try that again. And that won't be successful. Okay, so we've given out all the IP numbers. So we just need to set up RIP. So we know we've got a 192.168.1 and a 192.168.10 network. So RIP, and 192.168.10.0 network and a 192.168.1.0 network. Okay, I'll do that on each of the routers. And then we'll be able to start pinging, all the routers will be able to ping each other. So, depending on the speed, successful and successful. So we've been able to, whereas we couldn't just now, we can now ping because they've all learned their routes. If I go to exit and I do show IP route, you'll see that RIP, it's learned, it's directly connected to the to a lot of the network, but not to, but it's not connected here. Interestingly enough, if I go here and I do show IP route, you'll see I've only got, it's learned RIP, it's learned the one network through that. But there was also a clue, if you look at this side, when I look at my config, it's showing me the 172.16 network. It's just there. So we also need to learn about that network, because if I ping here to here, it knows about it. But if I try to ping anywhere beyond it, it doesn't know about it, because this computer is on the 172.16 network and this doesn't know anything about the 172.16 network, but it does because it's directly attached to it on this one. So if I go here and I go to 172.16.0.0 network, it should now, depending on speed, and we'll need to give it a little bit of time for the neighbours to learn. Okay, let me just check. Oh, we need to set the RIP up on this one as well. So 172.16.0.0. Then, depending on how fast this is going to work, it's successful. If I try to ping from here to here, successful. So if I look at the router again, this time it's learned 172.16.0 from the other side. So it's learned it from this router. So we can now ping everything. So if I just look at IP route on this one, you see that there's a bit of a clue again. There's the 172.16 networks being learned, or we put it in, but there's also a 209.165.200 network, which is this one. So we need to somehow share this network as well. It's only directly connected. So if I clear that, if I ping from here to here, it won't do it because it doesn't know about the network. And equally, I cannot ping here. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to put that network in as well. So if I go to RIP and I do 209.165.200.0 and I add that in, and you can see the commands are there. All you have to do is type in router RIP and then just the network address. That's all it is. There's only two commands. If I now try to ping here, Okay, so it's probably going to need to, let me just check the RIP 209, so it needs to be on this one as well. RIP 209.165.200.0. And if I do show IP route, it's learning it now here. So let's try again. Okay, we still got a fail, so let's have a look what the problem could be. Let's put in a route. So let's put in a default gateway, and it'll be 192.168.10.5. So now we can ping. So without that gateway, this device had no way to get around. So if we look at our routes now, you'll see we've got the 172.16 network, which we needed. We've got the 192.168.1, 192.168.10, and 209.165.200. So we've put everything we want in. So I think the last thing, if we look at, if I go to do show run, you'll see that we did put in the DNS server earlier on. So all the machines will have the DNS server address in. So we've got that ready. So all the last thing we need to do is go to index, edit, and we can type in the Santa network, and if we go DNS, we need to type in, I can never remember which way around to put this. I think it's www.santa.com, because it's asked us to do it there. And then it's the IP address of the server, 209.165.200.25. If I add it, got it the right way around this time, DNS on. If I now go to one of these PCs and I go to desktop and browser, if we go to 209.165.200.25, we come up with that. And if I go to www.santa.com, it would have timed out if it didn't work, but it didn't show me something. I edited one of these files. It looks like I didn't save it, so let's try it again. The Santa network, and save it. And now, hopefully, if I did save it, then I think I might have just missed an error message. If I go to www.santa.com, there it is, the Santa network, and everything works fine. If I go to another machine and I do it via the browser, I can never remember the number, 209.165.200.25, and it comes up there. So that is everything done. We've set up inter VLAN routing, we've set up sub interfaces, we've set up DHCP to give out IP addresses on those sub interfaces. We've then set up RIP routing for the 172.16 network, the 192.168.1 network, the 192.168.10 network, and the 209.165 network. And perhaps in a real life situation, this would be the connection to our ISP router or a server connected to our like a proxy server, so that these computers, they connect via the router, perhaps at a remote office. They connect to this, and then this page fetches the web pages for them and delivers it back like a typical proxy server. So I think we've done everything there is to do. We've configured the devices of a host name. We've disabled DNS lookup. We've given them all the IP numbers and made the changes. We've configured RIP on all routers. We configured VLANs, native VLANs, router on a stick, and we've done DHCP with all static reservations as well. So I hope you've got your network up and running, and I hope you found this solution useful to you and you can get yours fixed if it didn't work. Thank you very much.